Hey y'all, and welcome back to the party. It's your girl Britt Reacts, and today we are reacting via a kind donation to Jimmy Carr destroying hecklers. Stand up. Let's see what he has to say.
Why don't we have a proper heckle amnesty?
Ooh,
if you would like to
British.
have a heckle, this would be the ideal time. Not.
Wanker.
I look like I f***ed a pig. Do I still owe your mum money? Is she annoyed? Is she? There you go.
So I was already super excited because of his British accent. If you don't know, I'm obsessed with British humor. It has become one of my favorite things. I just think like I should have been born across the pond because this humor is hilarious to me. And I feel like without the accent and maybe some of the vocabulary, it is me in my everyday life. But then you mean to tell me this whole 4 minute and 26 seconds is going to be him responding to live hecklers? Bring it on. Bring it on.
Sorry, mate, I haven't got any coins on me. Your partner thinks I'm too crude. So she's been brought along to the show and it's not really...
Oh, she's so embarrassed.
Are you going to make it up to her somehow later on? Maybe pop a...
She's humiliated.
Madam, you can't sink down any lower in that seat. That is as low. That's as low as that.
Oh my gosh.
When does the comedy start?
Oh, this is gold. This is gold. This is gold that he just like opened up the floor for people to just like have at him. The things we do for love. She's like, I think he's crude, but I guess I'll go to the show with you. I guess I'll go. It's like, is he crude or are you a prude? Which one is it? I don't know. This is my first time ever hearing this man, but I love that he is willing to take on a challenge like this.
When does the comedy start? It's a classic.
It's a classic
act, all right? What's your name, sir? Like shoe rack, you're called Rack. Where are
I
you?
would
Rack
have
up there or
lied.
down there? Loving your work, Rack. It's one of those things. If you don't think the comedy started, you're right. And if you think that comedy has started, you're right. Because it's a very individual thing, isn't it? And if the show's not for you, it's not for you. But I feel bad if you paid all this money to come and see me and you don't think it's funny. You've had a disaster. But I suppose, Rack, you have learned a valuable lesson. You've learned life's not fair. You pay your money, you take your chance. Sometimes it's a good show, sometimes it's not for you. But I'll give you another example, Rack, so you haven't had a wasted evening. At least you've learned something. Another example of how unfair, Rack, our society is.
He keeps saying his name.
If a man, you're right, sir. Let's say if a man sleeps with loads and loads of women, what is he? He's a stud, he's a player, he's admired in our society. That isn't an opinion, that's fact. If a guy sleeps with loads of women, he's a player, he's a stud, he's admired.
A stud.
But if a woman sleeps with loads and loads of men, she's called Rack's mum.
Are these just gonna be mom jokes? Are these like old school ya mama jokes with a British accent? She's called Rock's mom. This is so good. Not to mention he's like the most clean cut. His hair is perfectly combed back. This suit is so nice. He's so handsome. Like his British accent is like exquisite. This is like being roasted by like a fine banker. Everyone's mom is getting fired up tonight. Your mom.
It's all right for me to say that because Rack's mum's not going to be here, is she? Saturday night, you're having a laugh. It's her busiest evening.
It's her busiest evening.
She does a special 2-for-1. This sort of stage on a Saturday night, imagine Rack's mum looks like a plasterer's radio. What was that, Rack?
Oh my gosh.
My face is like a 42-inch widescreen TV.
That one wasn't good, Rack.
In that...
Right. It's in HD.
It's very wide.
No, it's actually the opposite of very wide.
Okay.
His face is actually not wide at all.
I've just said that your mum's a
Right.
and you just said your face is wide. Don't. Rack, I'm not sure if you know how this works. I tell you why it's wide as well. Oh, that's it. Oh, bless him.
I had to pull out the concealer catcher, y'all, because the tears and my nose is like running. I'm like crying. All right, Jimmy Carr, you've won me over, and we're not even done yet, but he has won me over. More Jimmy Carr, please.
Oh, bless him. Any other angles? Should we do one more? Fun fact for you.
Okay, now I've tried to learn British lingo via Ricky Gervais, and you guys have helped me out a lot in the comments by breaking down things like bloke and other common terms. Posh, and I'm only gonna guess based off of Posh Spice, because that is the extent of my British jargon education. Posh was like, she's like the bougie one, essentially. Posh feels like it's equivalent to bougie over here in America. And, well, we all know what it rhymes with SWAT means. So is that a bad thing? To be a bougie SWAT? That doesn't sound so bad to me. So please, my gorgeous, beautiful, helpful British friends, or those who understand British lingo better than I, let me know in the comments why this would have been a negative thing. I'm excited to hear what he has to say, and I'm also glad that Rack got quiet.
Oh. Paul, fun fact for you. Your girlfriend's got 2 cars. She's sat next to one of them, isn't she? I'm sorry, I called you a there. I'm terribly sorry. I'm sure you don't have the depth or the capacity to give pleasure.
Oh, that was a beautiful introduction to a very gorgeous man who happens to be very funny. I really enjoyed that. Okay, Jimmy Carr. All right, Jimmy Carr. All right, guys. That was funny. I'm like catching my tears so my concealer doesn't run. Go have the day you deserve. Peace.